you were reading the script for Limbo, that was part of the prize that I got for donating $100 to Spielman's Kickstarter to make that movie out of a short story. But what kind of irked me was I got an email last Thursday at like 4 o'clock saying, oh, the LA premiere is going to be February 2nd. And I'm like, wow, thanks for the heads up. Like, literally, what, a week and a day or two to, like, plan. Granted, I knew we could do it. Like, we were planning on going roughly around this time. But, of course, you know, because they gave us, like, a week and a half not even to plan it. You know, like, Andrea's schedule's so goddamn busy with, you know, these art classes and shit that she has to fucking put together that she had, like, literally a class starting on that day.
Yeah.
So there's no way we could do it. So I was just like, damn it, it gave us no time to, like, move shit around or anything like that. So,
sell the tickets on eBay.
Yeah, I should, but they're probably not high demand for them. Since it is probably, you know... It's
$5.
Yeah. But even Adam didn't get to go. It was such short notice.
Spielman?
Yeah. The
writer?
The creator.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he didn't even get to go because it was such short notice.
What, he's not partying out in Hollywood yet?
No, he went out there for the filming, but that's about it. I don't know what he's really doing.
Did he even get paid for it or anything?
Yeah. I'm assuming they gave him a little chunk. Yeah, it's not polite to talk money.
Fuck that.
Fuck that, he says.
If it pays well, I got free time. I can fuck around with a typewriter. I'll just half plagiarize all these other people, and then they'll just be like, he's got tones of just about everybody. Yep. No, it's straight up their lines. I just jumbled them.
So have you ever been on Craigslist and saw that missed connections, like, aspect of it?
No, I've heard about that. Isn't that the thing where, like, if somebody thinks they had a moment with somebody else, they'll write something on there?
Exactly. It's so funny because, like, if you do some that are from around here, like, here's the latest one that was updated on the 27th. It's just titled, VFW Wilmer, Man Looking for Woman. We talked briefly outside the VFW in Wilmer last Friday night. I'd like to talk some more. And it, like, starts, you know, just, like, random shit like that.
That's really odd, because that really gives you no description of who he was talking to.
No, not at all.
Just where.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's all men looking for women.
Oh, I bet.
There's
never a girl.
One of them's like, oh, I saw you on, you know, it's a Golden Plump, you know, chicken driver. I saw you on Highway 15 a couple times. You look hot. Hook me up. And so I was scrolling through the local one for our area, and I came across this one. I'm like, oh, sweet, it's actually a woman looking for a man. So I open it up, and it's your initials are NH, and they're from Litchfield. And it goes, now that I have your attention, this is not a woman looking for you. This is what used to be a friend. That is until you waited until I was out of town providing for my family to continually message my wife trying to get her to cheat on me with a scum fuck like you. You truly are a fucking sleaze. Your wife works 10 hours a day to provide for your worthless junkie ass, and you try to fuck her friend's wife in the meantime? You can't avoid me forever. The messages to my wife have been saved and printed and ready for distribution unless you man up. Your wife isn't going to be the only one to see your true colors. You know my number. P.S. I know you read these, and I'm pretty sure that's your ad in the casual encounters section, looking for a hookup. Oh, I saved that too. I'm sure your wife wouldn't have a hard time identifying the pic on there if it is you.
Wow.
Like, so it's just crazy shit like this where, you know, from the chance thing to just
he used it as like, no, we got your attention, asshole.
Oh, like a few, like, months ago, Andrea sent me this one that she must have saw on, like, social media because it's like a pretty good one, and I totally was going to read it on the podcast, forgot about it completely, and then I just came across it, and I took screenshots of it that, you know, luckily, because they pulled it down. But this one is actually pretty funny, I thought. The title of it is To the Guy Banging My Wife in Lee's Summit. He goes, first off, thank you. It's a relief that even a mean-spirited, hateful woman can still get laid in this world. I'm not mad at you. However, we need to get some ground rules. He goes, 1. You must be a young guy. Here are a couple tips. Toilet paper goes over, not under. Leave the toilet lid down. Squeeze the toothpaste from the bottom, not the middle. After 10 years together, I've learned these things. You coming into my house and doing these things only gets me yelled at. What a savage. 2, stop feeding my dog table scraps. You can identify with that.
Oh, yeah. I'd punch him just for that.
You're like, you can fuck my wife all you want.
Yeah.
Just leave my dog out of it. You're giving him heart disease.
Yeah, exactly. I just got him down to an acceptable weight.
He has a sensitive stomach. He's been barfing all over the floor. Again, I have to clean it up, and I get yelled at. 3, please stop drinking cheap beer and throwing the box in the trash. My neighbors think I have been reduced to Bush Light. They know
That's something I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. They know I'm a Boulevard Pale Ale guy. Boulevard Pale Ale is fucking good too.
I'll say that.
That's a the dude. This dude's legit.
Yeah, I want to hang out with him.
Yeah.
Let's reply to it.
Yeah, no shit.
Tough luck. I would like to be your friend in these trying times.
Number 4. I am missing some boxer briefs and a pair of size 34 jeans. I know I folded them and put them in the drawer. I know this because she does not do my laundry. In fact, she does no laundry at all. This dude is just scorned.
Yeah, he's just bitter as shit, but at least he's polite about it.
Yeah, and he has a sense of humor.
Yeah.
5, please turn my barbecue grill off after using it. Nothing is more frustrating than going to my grill with a tray full of meat to grill and find that the searing side is out of gas and the knob left on. I'm sure you were making dinner for her. Things got heated and you were distracted by her boobs I bought her. I totally just overran that. So I'm going to re-say that because that was a good sentence. I'm sure you're making dinner for her. Things got heated and you were distracted by her boobs I bought her. You know, so her shirts would fit right after 2 kids. That's a dig and a half. Not because you're a whore.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that Daniel Tosh bit? Where you say you do it so your shirts fit better. No, because it's a whore. And you don't remember because you're stupid.
I like this fucking rant.
And then number 6. Pubes in my soap is not a good thing.
Oh.
After washing my wife's mess off you, could you bring your own soap? Number 7. My 1967 Fastback is locked in the 3rd car garage for a reason. Please fill it with gas when you put it back. Also make sure the speedometer cable is screwed back into the transmission. Although I know you don't want me to know how many miles you put on it while I'm out of town, the speeding ticket... Whoops, I gotta switch pages. The speeding ticket I got was a little expensive. Oh, dude.
What a dick.
That is savage. This dude's wife is letting him drive her husband's car, and then he tries to fucking shyster him with unhooking the speedometer cable.
I'm just saying right now, whoever this guy is I'm not kidding you, this is grounds for death. He's fucking with this guy's entire life. It's like he wants to be this guy.
He sounds like he's a college kid though.
Oh, it sounds like a douchebag is what he sounds like.
And then he goes,
not enough to ride your wife, he's gonna ride in your car too.
And then get a speeding ticket on top of it.
And stiff you with the fucking
Yeah, no shit.
No pun intended.
You. And then he goes on, oh, by the way, speaking of tickets, please pay yours. The fine Missouri State Trooper was very nice at explaining that your name was associated to my tag for warrants regarding a prior drag racing ticket and fleeing from police incident.
Wow.
Again, he was very nice and apologized for slamming me into the ground, handcuffing me, and saying, "Try to run from me now." This has got to be fake.
It has to.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway. This is bullshit.
Try to run from me now. I like that, though.
This is definitely fake. You really should get that thing looked at on your back. It could be cancer.
Well, he knows way too much about this guy, too.
Yeah. I'm just concerned for your health. I had to zoom in on the security cameras I've installed after suspecting the wife. Oh yeah, hit the gym a little. At 35 years old, I work out every day. I know you're in your early 20s, but come on. Do something to tone up those moobs. My last piece of advice, Kegel exercises. That'll help you that will help you last a little longer. Oh, he's like, now I watched you have sex, saw your man titties flopping around, and you shot your load in 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's got to be fake, because I don't know one person that would be able to go through all that and not kill a fucker.
Yeah, not all of that. Especially as soon as you get arrested and the cop throw it, that's bullshit. I mean, you kind of know.
I'm going to go a little sooner than that, like when I know my wife's fucking some other guy.
True that.
I'm not going to wait until all the rest of that happens. The first sign of it, when I can prove it, dude's dead. That's all I'm saying.
That is so funny. Well, it goes on to say, pretty much in closing, I'm assuming, I know that you are all going to say, I must be doing something wrong. It's my fault. I'm not giving it to her good. Well, perhaps. Perhaps she is complacent with her nice lift of stay-at-home mom, paid for college education, new car, vacations, etc. As a loving husband and fairly attractive, it must be my fault. Well, when you say plus fairly attractive,
yeah,
what a douche. Well, sir, thank you again. I hope you take these simple steps to make my life a little easier. You have already taken the chore out of marital sex.
Wow.
Well done. I shall try and keep your name out of the divorce proceedings, but I can't guarantee it. My attorney has had a chuckle or two from the tapes. Quick edit ad. Thank you for the concern, KC. This town is awesome. However, a few things. I don't want her dead. Please stop asking me. I have no idea. All of a sudden, the article ends and it just says quick edit /ad. So they added this on to it. So somebody must have, like, emailed them.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for the concern, Casey. This town is awesome. However, a few things. I don't want her dead. Perhaps stop asking me. I appreciate your craft as a cleaner. That's a little extreme. I will deal with this gentleman. I know his name and address. I am a very patient man. Revenge is a dish better served cold. I still hold a grudge against a high school crush. The Mustang is no longer here. It's on its way to Las Vegas to be sold at a classic car auction. So now he's answering the questions of the story. Yeah. Okay. And he goes, yes, I heard that all women who get fake boobs leave their husbands. This takes nothing away from the local plastic surgeon in Leawood. Hats off, Doc. They were awesome. No, fellas, I will not post a pic of them. So this little fiction, he's like, it's got to be fiction.
I hope so.
But then he's like, I love how he's like answering like people's questions. I kind of want to know the questions that he's answering too. But then he goes, guys, fellas, although you may think your pecker is amazing, this minor life setback, God, I cannot read, does not make me want to be gay. Oh, he must have got a lot of gay propositions like, oh, if that bitch won't fuck you, you can suck on this.
Well, that's a little wrong.
But it's Craigslist. Isn't that what they do on Craigslist?
I bought a kegerator on Craigslist. That's what I do on it. I don't know about anybody else.
You need to go to the other sections of Craigslist. Not just the drunk fucking paraphernalia. Do they have that subreddit?
Sure.
All right. All right. I respect your lifestyle. I respect the guts it takes to send a strange man a picture of your manhood.
I respect the guts. I love it.
I am not interested. I really prefer the company of a woman instead of, how do you so eloquently put it? Oh yes, and I quote, dude, forget that skank. What you need are my balls in your mouth. That sounds exactly like the guy's response.
That's the funniest part about it is I just tried to think when the last time I went, you know what you need? Like, I can't remember the last time I even had that thought. I can't even remember a time I had that thought, other than the joking kind, but that's just a funny fucking comment right there. Forget that skate. What you really need right now, my balls, your mouth. Let's get it done. This is happening. You know, like, let's pencil that in for Thursday, shall we?
And then he goes on, I'm going to respectfully decline, kind sir. Lastly, ladies, you are sweet, or you are so sweet. I appreciate the offers for her ass to get beat. Please see the item addressed earlier. To the sweet goddess who sent me a pic of your sweater kittens, well done, ma'am. Well done.
Your sweater kittens.
It did put a smile on my face. As to one particular lady, the grudge sex, I'm gonna pass. I'm sure you have a great arsenal of dungeon toys, and you want to take me out, want me to take out my anger on you. I have no doubt, and I will quote again, I want you to look at me and think of her. Then wrap your hands around my neck and choke me till I turn blue. And then he goes on, I'm very seldom left speechless, but wow. The offers of sympathy sex, I will pass. Maybe, no, well, I think about it. Well, no, okay, sure. Ah! And that was it.
Oh, that's just great.
I know, I sat on that one for like months. I don't know why, I just kept forgetting about it. And it was such a long read that, that I had to do it when I was still relatively sober, hadn't had too much to drink. So I could actually enunciate.
Oh, that was just...
I hope that was real.
I'd hope it wasn't, because that poor guy.
But at least he took it in stride.
That's some shit, though, man.
And that dude should be banging those sympathy whores. Fuck it. He's got a little too much self-esteem,
With the sweater kittens.
You think he would have less self-esteem being a guy who let himself get cheated on like that?
I don't know.
But I suppose if you know it's happening and you kind of, like, don't give a fuck. Because you know if he was away on business and she was banging that dude, he was definitely slaying some fucking tail on the road.
Maybe not until the divorce was done, so we can make sure that, yep, she was cheating on me.
That is true. Hopefully he didn't live in California, which is like a no-fault state, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
He still would have lost half his shit.
No, I said Missouri, don't you remember?
Oh, yeah. No, sorry.
Oh, see, I was paying attention.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I know.
And I was too busy concentrating on my performance that I just let the words flow through me.
I was channeling him.
I was giving that motherfuckers the justice he deserves. Get this out on the internet.
Oh, yeah, that's... I'm still trying to get over that, man. That was fucked up. I don't know. That's some hard shit, right? I want to send him $1. Can I send him $1?
I don't know. Do you have a PayPal account?
Yep.
I can fucking get down on?
I don't know. I just feel like doing something for the guy. I don't know what does he want a gift card or something like that? I mean, that's just okay.
So did you have you heard of this egg company that they have up by Duluth? Eggs, yeah, like fucking pancakes and eggs.
Okay.
It's called Locally Laid.
Locally Laid.
Yeah. And so apparently they got a letter in the mail from one of the customers that was offended by how their name like implies sexual connotations, and how dare they put that in the grocery store, and the world is already full of enough pervasive shit that they don't need that.
So this person doesn't know that it's actually called laying an egg?
Yeah, exactly. So they have a picture of the letter that was sent in, and it's handwritten, so you know this consumer took the time and was dedicated. They dated it 12/13/14. It says, "Dear locally laid, I find your name on your egg carton extremely offensive, and your sexual innuendos and advertising them vulgar. Not only were they the highest price in the store, but also the worst in advertising. I will share this message with the owners of the grocery store and friends. We have enough crudeness in the world without eggs advertising adding to it. I bought them in a hurry and will not again."
What the fuck? I bought them in a hurry. like the bitch is just running through the grocery store like, "Where's the fuck's your eggs?"
Right there! Okay!
No time to ring me up! Just runs out.
Don't you want to know what they're called? It doesn't matter! I need eggs!
Picks them up and one of the grocery stock boys from the back like, "Not those!"
Mrs. Johnson, you're a God-fearing woman!
Oh, God. Bought them in a hurry. That is grand. Maybe next time you should just slow it down a little bit and see what you're actually purchasing.
Exactly. Hold on. Make sure next time you buy chip dip, it's not hell of a good chip dip.
I can just imagine somebody going to the grocery store, like limbering up next to the shopping cart, just stretching and be like, "All right, gonna meet my time this time. Here we go. Gonna have a good game. Thanking God for this one."
Traded for the next generation of supermarket sweep.
Yep, exactly.
You remember that show? Whoever could get the most expensive grocery cart in 2 minutes wins.
Oh,
I always wanted to be on that show. Supermarket sweep.
Oh, okay, but yeah, we're not even done with this one.
Not at all. So that was the letter they received. And so they actually had a really good rebuttal. And it goes, "Dear Mr. Name Withheld, thank you for reaching out to us, letting us know your opinion of the locally laid egg company. Enough of us stand up for what we believe, and I appreciate the time it took to handwrite a letter. I also want to acknowledge your right to find our name vulgar, and also to tell the grocery store owner and your friends your opinion that we are crude. So having respectfully listened to you, I ask that you hear me out. Here's why we named our company Locally Laid. First off, it's completely demonstrative of what we are. We are the first pasture-raised egg company in the upper Midwest, providing you with eggs which are laid locally." Fucking, I think that's kind of a dig.
Yeah.
Personally, like, you fucking idiot, really.
Yep.
Then they go, more on the sassy part of the name in a minute. But let's look at it locally. It's important. The average food product in this country travels some 1,500 to 2,000 miles from farmer to processor to distributor to your plate. That's an impressive stat. That is kind of sad.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot of diesel burned and CO2 pumped into the air. Our cartons travel a fraction of those miles. We've turned down lucrative contracts that would have taken our eggs out of the area because of our environmental stance. Plus, we plant a tree with every delivery we make to offset our minimal carbon footprint. These are some tree-hugging fucking chicken fucking
I'm okay with that, though.
hippies.
More companies work that way.
Yeah, no shit. And they're out of Duluth, which makes it even better. This is a Minnesota company. Boy. You commented that our eggs were expensive, though we're certainly not the highest priced brand in the marketplace, and yes, they do cost more. That's because Locally Laid practices sustainable agriculture, a sector that does not enjoy large government subsidies like commodity products do.
Boo!
Laid out his subsidy,
damn!
Right on the table!
Fucking A. Fuck you, boner.
The egg industry is also highly consolidated and expensive to break into. There are just 192 companies that own 95% of the America's laying hens.
Wow.
That's compared to 2,500 companies in 1987. Locally laid is directly challenging the egg industry status quo. We move fences all spring, summer, and fall, and fill waterers and feeders. It's incredibly demanding work to get our birds out of doors, and it costs more. However, we believe it's worth it. Hens that forage and exercise on fresh pasture lay eggs with less fat and cholesterol and stronger yolk integrity.
I've actually heard that free-range birds, their eggs are actually more nutritious.
Oh, why wouldn't they be?
Yeah.
Everything that's fucking natural is more nutritious than the government fucking factory farm bullshit.
Well, you can look at it this way. It's the same way of, we're eating basically the embryo of what they're doing. No, not basically. It fucking is the embryo.
It is.
So, if you look at it that way, it's the same way as like humans. Chances are, if you have two really fat people that have a baby, the baby's going to be fat. I mean, that's just fucking genetics.
Yeah.
If people are out of shape when they actually conceive the kid, they get that genetic makeup. At least partial. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. They're doing the same thing. If they're fatty, they're going to pass it on to the egg they got.
I don't believe you. I want to test this theory. Bring me all the fat chicks! I will lay...
I'm going to take this one for science.
Yep, I'm going to lay my seed in all of them. See how many fatties we get.
I'm going to eat about 4 hours and a big turkey baster.
You didn't think I was actually going to fuck them, did you? Alright, so the letter goes on. That's why we call our girls salad-eating poultry athletes. Ooh. That's the name of their chickens. To do this, we sacrifice economies of scale by having small flock sizes. We call that microbrood.
Gotcha.
Less than 3% of the numbers kept in a typical cage or cage-free operations where chickens never see the light of day. Lastly, our ladies don't eat cheap. Non-GMO corn grown in northern Minnesota. High in vitamins and soy protein. Cha-ching! It actually says that. But we're more than just free chickens fed well. We're champions of something called middle agriculture. This is the most stressed, least understood agricultural segment in America. Mid-sized farms like awkward teens don't fit in anywhere. They tend to be too large to sell all of their produce directly to the public, aka farmer market. Mm-hmm. And way too small to romp with the big dogs of commodity markets. As such, there are less of us mid-level producers every day. Between 1997 and 2012, the number of these types of operations have declined by 18%. Thanks, Obama!
Damn straight. That's fucking asshole.
That's my favorite excuse for everything. Fucking traffic. Thanks, Obama! That's over 130,000 farms that have been shut, barn doors closed, tumbleweeds queued. Aww. Whoever wrote this is actually really good.
Spielman.
Yeah. No. There'd be like some self-flating in here if that was like Spielman.
As I looked over the chickens, I started to masturbate.
That episode from South Park rang vividly in my head. Chicken fogger!
Yeah. I got you to read, didn't
I? Full circle, and he did. He got me to read the article.
That's why I had to say it after you said that. Oh, proceed, sir.
Yep. Well, you might ask why this matters. Well, for a lot of reasons, but especially for the 46 million Americans who live rurally. And I mean right now, not in some sepia-toned yesteryear memory. When mid-sized operations go away, it doesn't just affect one family. It dings all the regional egg-based industry. Grain mills, feed stores, processing facilities, and farm jobs. So there's just a lot less money floating around a community. This erodes tax bases, which affects schools, roads, and livability issues. As the agriculture of the Middle Project puts it, the loss of mid-sized farms, quote, threatens to hollow out many regions of rural America. This is the difference between the value chain of mid-sized businesses working together versus vertical integration, where all the links of the supply chain are owned by the same company, concentrating profits and power at the top. So here's how we're growing the middle egg sector. Locally Laid now partners with other mid-level farmers to produce eggs that are to our brand standards. Because we take on all the financial risk to find shelf space for these eggs, our farmers are able to do what they do best while fetching a fair price for their goods. There's some real upsides to this in the small community of Henriette, Minnesota. There, our partner farmers have commissioned tons of corn from their neighbors, buy implements from a nearby farm store, and use a local mill to grind and store their grains. And because locally laid eggs are only sold regionally, all that retail income sticks around too, all the while stamping down food miles. I can honestly say this community now enjoys a higher quality of living thanks to a public willing to pay more for a different kind of egg. Of course, there's more to be done. We're always looking for more winter activities for our chickens as they break down bundles of hay waiting for warmer weather. I wish I could teach them how to play toss-across.
Ooh.
We also have big dreams to diversify our farm with more animals and some organic crops, as we hope to build a pullet barn, which could allow us to raise our chickens on our farm as opposed to buying out-of-state birds at 18 weeks, and provide full-time employment to a farmhand. So to the point of your letter, I say to you, you're right. Our name, Locally Laid, is totally cheeky and pushes the envelope, and I'm truly sorry we offended you. I offer you one of our handmade Locally Chicks Are Better t-shirts, but I don't think you'd wear it.
Locally Laid Chicks Are Better. I want that t-shirt.
Well, it says Local Chicks Are Better. And then he goes, but I don't think you'd wear it. But here's why we risk your umbrage. When our perfect double entendre breaks through the media clutter in which we are all steep, we leverage it. With that second look from a consumer, we educate about animal welfare, eating local, real food, and the economics of our broken food system. We all vote with our food dollars every day, and we respect your decision if our playful moniker keeps you from buying our eggs. It is just important to me that you understood everything that was going on behind that name. Now I gotta ask, would you have learned all of this if we were named Amundsen Farms? Best regards and be well. Lucy B. Amundsen, marketing chick.
That's awesome.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, it was.
Like, just some fucking prudish little bitch is just like, meh, I don't enjoy humor.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's just like, here, motherfucker. Now you look like a chump.
Yeah, I can't believe somebody would have anything to... That just reassures me in my belief that some people just have to have something to bitch about. They just can't go through life with a smile on their face. They have to bitch about something.
It's sad that most people almost manufacture shit they're pissed about, too.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, because you bought the eggs. If you were that offended, you just put them in a different thing, container, put them in a bowl, throw it away, and just be like, well, that was...
Why other eggs?
Yeah, next time. Of course, you're not going to throw away those delicious eggs. They're less cholesterol, and they have a stronger yolk integrity.
Well, the other part that I find funny
You're going to use those to make up an awesome omelet.
Why would you tell the grocery store manager and stuff like that? I mean, seriously, are you that stupid?
Yeah, I'm going to tell the grocery store owner and my friends.
Okay, here's what I equate that to. The stupidity level is... We had that store closed down a little while ago, Big Lots, where they went out of business or whatever. They're just closing the store down. I don't fucking know. But there was a petition that... Because I went over to that Chinese place over there. We actually saw people out picketing to sign a petition to keep Big Lots open. And I actually had to pull into the parking lot just because I wanted to put my head in my hands so bad. I was just like, oh, facepalm! I can't believe I just witnessed that. And Leah looked at what? And I just went, you're going to fucking picket? And then have, a pledge that people are going to sign for what? Big Lots is going to go, well, despite all the money we're losing with the store, we're going to keep it open. You know,
Because it's making the community a stronger place.
if you really wanted to fucking keep it open, shop there, you fucks.
Exactly. People always give you shit because about my boycotts, like against Walmart, and I'm like, that's all they respect, dude. That's all they pay attention to.
Yeah.
Because now I'm thinking about, I'm on the fence. I don't know if I should boycott Chipotle or not, because it just came out this week with their whole class action lawsuit about not paying. And I'm like, this is almost verbatim the exact reason I hate Walmart, on top of many others. So I'd be a hypocritical cunt if I didn't boycott Chipotle too.
But Chipotle's so delicious.
I know.
Walmart isn't.
I know. But see, and then I heard about that, and then 2 days later, I also heard about Chipotle in Hermantown. If you go to this one spot in Hermantown, I think it was either last Sunday or this Sunday coming up. No, it was last Sunday because it was January. So last Sunday, they donated half of everything they made in that store last Sunday to the Hermantown Youth Hockey Association. So I'm like, damn it!
Yeah, I was going to say, Chipotle's, I've heard of a lot of charitable shit that they actually have done.
But it's shady
yeah,
as...
it's still a corporation.
And it's shady as fuck.
But that's the thing, though. If you're going to be a franchise, yes, you are, as a franchise, responsible for every store that is there. But that doesn't mean you own every store.
Chipotle does. They not franchise. No,
they don't have any sole franchises.
I look, because when that story came out, I go, oh, it must just be a local franchisee owner that's doing that. Because why would Chipotle as a corporation give a fuck about Hermantown Youth Hockey?
Yeah.
And I fucking went on their website and I asked, it was on the frequently asked. It's like, can I own a franchise? It says, nope, we don't get into that. That's not something we do. So they're all corporate owned stores. And the whole part of the article that made me definitely be like, it might be shady because people fucking put lawsuits for whatever reason. And one of them was from Minnesota, and Colorado's like the two states that it's filed in as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the shady thing to me was their time clock system would automatically punch the employees out at 12:30, regardless if they were done or not.
Odd.
Right there, that's shady.
Yeah.
That means somebody had to keystroke that in. That shit just doesn't happen. That's not the way they're designed. Because what would be the point if they just randomly log people out?
Maybe it's like a Y2K bug for time clocks. I'm thinking that. They just didn't code it right.
You should be their attorney. So right there, it's just like... And then, of course, they do the shady-ass shit of you come in for a meeting 20 minutes, half hour before shift.
Yeah, and you don't get paid
punch
for the
in.
meeting.
That shit. And then, the shift's over. The store's closed. Yeah, but we still got an hour and a half cleaning up. Yeah, but the store's closed. You don't get paid.
Yeah.
You should have cleaned that shit up before the store closed. It's shady shit like that. And it's just like, yeah, I gotta boycott it. I think I might have to. It's gonna be tough. That's gonna be my toughest boycott to date.
I'm gonna give them one more chance.
I'm gonna see how this lawsuit pans out.
Exactly.
If they make no effort to help out motherfucking employees, then maybe I'll think about it.
At least one more burrito.
I'm done. I'm done. It was so funny because I ate Chipotle twice the week I found out about it. Because I ate it on Tuesday, and then I found out about it on Wednesday of that week. And I was eating leftover Chipotle when I found out about it.
I could eat almost every day.
Yeah, because we had a financial planning class at work, at the office. They did it over lunch break, and they bought, Chipotle catering.
Oh, nice.
So you can make burrito bowls or burritos and shit like that. Had the whole spread. And it was so funny because the person giving it on was like, what's a good tip for, saving money? And I go, raise my hand. I go, come to a meeting about financial literacy and get free Chipotle. That'll save you money. Everybody just starts laughing. I'm like, less than one, I win.
Jake won. Or you should have just did that, been like, and for those of you paying attention, Jake 15 love.
Yeah, that'd have been grizzled. Just grunt.
Oh, that sucks because I love Chipotle.
I know, and this thing is I know it happens because the girlfriend got a $400 check in a lawsuit settlement from Verizon for all the money they didn't pay her for overtime.
Yeah, and I still use them.
Me too. Well, I didn't even know about but that was the thing, is the class action lawsuit, when they settled, it was a part of the agreement that it could never be publicized.
Yeah.
That's how nobody knew. She didn't even know.
Yeah.
She's all of a sudden got a check for like $400 with an attorney letter. And she's just like, oh, fuck, I didn't even know they did that to me. And I'm like, see, this is not an exception. This has got to be the rule. It has to be.
Oh, yeah, it's how businesses stay afloat nowadays
Exactly.
with companies like Walmart. I mean, you got a giant organization that has just about everything under its fucking roof. I mean, you see some of these goddamn Walmarts, and they have a tax service inside, nail salon, hair salon,
Yeah.
they have all these businesses inside them. It's like its own fucking shopping mall nowadays.
Yeah, and thank God the FDIC or whatever it is, is it FDIC? That insures your money? Yeah, in the banks. Yeah, thank God they're worried that they would lose all of their fucking branches if they let Walmart actually get into the banking industry. Because they want into the banking industry.
Of course
bad.
they do.
Who doesn't?
Yeah.
It's the best industry to be in.
And it's also the most safeguarded to actually start a new bank, because why would a banker want you to start another bank?
Yeah.
And they've already got their hooks in.
It's just, I don't know. That scares me. It's convenient. It's nice. I understand why people fell into it, because after a hard day of fucking work and carting the kid, you don't want to cart your fucking kids around to 5 different locations to do one day's chores, because every store is a specialty store. I gotta go here for this. I gotta go here for this. Here for this.
Well, if you look at it in an overall perspective, the fun part about it is it's like the Republicans keep harping on the whole thing of you need to downsize government, you need to remove the restrictions on small businesses, because that's why it's keeping small business down, is all these government restrictions and all this shit. You know what's actually keeping the small business down is the big banks.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are only backing things like Walmart, and they're the ones that are they're not giving out the loans to the mom and pop shops that needed it to expand to compete.
Yeah.
And it's just not there. They're literally the ones that are handpicking who's going to win what. And I think a lot of what would have come down to, if that whole bullshit of they're too big to fail never happened, there'd be a lot more competition now.
Oh, absolutely.
Because whoever came out behind the big banks to be the next, front runner to be the big bank, they're going to be the ones that are going, okay, now is the time. We need to start getting the loans out. We need to start getting money in.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, at that point, I think that's where the whole collapse of the basic economy that we had, and it's never going to be the same after that.
Oh.
After the whole bailout of the auto industry and the big bank industry, our economy is never going to be the same, for the aspect of it's going to be hard as shit to grow any kind of a small business that's not associated with one of the large ones already.
Oh, exactly.
Like, if you're not in Walmart, you're not going to be able to get something off the shelves. I mean, you're not going to get space anymore.
What I think the financial collapse really did is almost tore apart the illusion that we live in a free market capitalistic system. Everybody had to admit what we've been saying for years. We live in a socialist system, but we have private corporations who take the benefits
Yeah,
of the socialist.
I wouldn't say a socialist. I would almost call this an anti-socialist system, because of the fact that it doesn't go to the mass people like a socialist system
it's a
would.
socialist structure, but then we got parasites taking all the benefits of the socialist structure and leaving all of the negatives with the people, because it's crony capitalism. It's not free market capitalism. You just summed it up beautifully the way when you said it. You described crony capitalism, not the free market system, because there wouldn't be them.
Yeah.
So it's right there. Then people started to have to...
I don't even know if you can call it crony capitalism, because this isn't capitalism in any scale, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's true.
This is literally something getting handpicked to stay, even though they're one of the weakest links out there. It's that whole bullshit of too big to fail. Fuck you. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I love to have this argument just because of the fact that you look at it this way. What company went through that entire thing and did not take a bailout, file bankruptcy, Ford Motor Company. You have Ford that owns Ford, Jaguar, Lincoln, Mercury.
Yeah, we've talked about this a bunch of times on the podcast.
I'm just saying, this is the kind of stuff that would be crony capitalism if they actually looked at it and they were like, well, you can sell them now, but you can only make this many.
They did that to the dudes owning Chevy dealerships. Yeah. That's crony cap. They fucked them that hard.
But the fun part about it is they should have been able to do that because they paid for it. They owned it. We owned it. But the fucked up part is every fucking person should get a tax or credit on their taxes. We should still own the American people.
I paid for it.
Yeah, the American
I never got
people
paid.
should own that fucking company. At least the shares that we had.
Oh, yeah. Because that was the biggest thing. When I bought my fucking Chevy Malibu like 2 years ago, all I could think was, you should just be giving me this. Like, you really should.
I'm going to keep paying for this even when I have this paid off.
Exactly. And
we're still paying interest on that shit.
And I bought 5 of them before I even was looking to buy a car.
Yeah.
Because in 2008, I didn't own that car, and I paid for a bunch of them.
Nope.
Fucking, like every single one of us, taxpayers, we paid for a bunch of them. And what did we get? Oh, you can have 0 down, 0% interest for 24 months.
Yeah.
That was our thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's going to take me 5 to 7 years to pay off this car, but for 2 years, you're not going to charge me interest to sell me a car that I invested in keeping afloat?
Yep.
So that's what boggled my mind. Is I'm like, why don't we just become socialists? We are socialists. Let's just kick out the assholes that are taking all the money from our socialist policies.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's like fucking run them to the gulags, man.
What is it, that whole thing of 80, the top 80 richest people in the world own what the bottom 40% or something like that of the world does?
I don't know what you're saying. What owns what?
All the wealth. Like, as much as 40% of the entire planet, 80 people on the planet own that much.
The last stat I heard was...
I thought it was something like that.
1% of the population owns 48% of all the wealth in the world was the last study that just came out.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. Because it was 1% owns almost half of the fucking world's wealth. Yeah. I know it isn't time in the podcast, but come the revolution, fucking A, am I wrong?
Oh, well, it's kind of funny to that point, because we just watched, the wife and I, just watched that new Purge movie.
What's the sequel called?
The Anarchy or something like that. But during the whole thing, I keep looking at it going, this is such a dumb shit concept. I mean, the whole aspect of... Then the poor get killed off and the who would be out hunting the homeless? Nobody would fucking waste their time on that. If every fucking thing is legal for 7 hours, you're going to go and you're going to kill the rich people and you're going to take the rich people's shit. That's going to be wealth redistribution. Problem is, nobody's going to want to be really wealthy because that day somebody's going to fucking kill you for it.
Yeah, and then, or you're going to have what they did in the movie with the high-tech panic room, security systems, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then you're just going to let the proletariats tear themselves apart. You know, or your psychopath kids that you breed from being a fucking sociopath unto yourself and becoming a rich fuck.
Nope, they're just going to kill you for your will.
Exactly. You think the Menendez brothers wouldn't have loved the Purge?
Holy shit, look at the fucking anarchy that happens in any royal family that England's ever produced.
Oh my god, bunch of fucking child rapers.
It's just, anytime you get somebody that feels entitled to anything, they always end up doing something stupid.
And that's, because you think about it, do you think, I'm going to bring it to kind of a supernatural tip. Do you think that there's a supernatural entity that drives people to do that like feeds off of the fear and the hate of the world, or do you think that is just within us and we have to explore every facet of everything? Like, as a humanity, we have to explore the greatest bliss of being the most wonderful person as well as being just the most disgusting, vile human being ever.
No, I think basically what it does is it just happens to be the surroundings that you put yourself in. I think...
No accountability?
No.
A lot of it has to do with no accountability?
No, I'm not saying that at all.
Oh.
I'm saying a lot of the idea starts with the position that you put yourself in. I mean, I understand how people do it, but they've got to make sure that they keep their heads on. I'm just saying this on the aspect of look at like a pro athlete. Especially like one of those athletes that went straight from high school to making millions and millions and millions of dollars. Never even went to college, never did,
those
they
stories,
passed school, they collected their $200 many a time.
Those stories ended well, usually.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say here is if you look at those people, they went from a high school where he was a fucking god because nobody was as good as him, so everybody looked up to him for his sports prowess. And then you go into the pros where, you're good, maybe be awesome, who knows, but everyone around you is still telling you the exact same thing. You're a star, you're awesome, you're better than us. That's basically what everybody's doing.
Fuck my sister.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what everybody does with those people. They just put them up on a pedestal so much that they build them up to such a point where they start believing it themselves.
That's true. I suppose like any emperor that everybody says you're a god, how could you not eventually honestly think you were a god?
It's hard if... And I say this, this goes back to stuff like, I feel sorry for the Hitler Youth. I remember saying that one time after reading a book about them, on all the ways that they were trained. And
dare you?
But that was the funny part. I said that, and my mom actually looked at me, and she goes, "You mind explaining that?" I was like, "Explaining what?" And she goes, "That comment. You feel sorry for Hitler Youth?" And you could tell there was some disgust in her voice when I said it. And I tried to explain it. I was like, think about it this way. Your entire nation, everybody around you, everyone around you that you're considering your parents, your grandparents, whatever. You're considering the loved ones that are teaching you the ways of life are telling you that Jews are nothing. They're worse than dogs. They're giving you all this propaganda. Is it really your fault that you believed it?
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, that's all you were taught. You were never shown anything else when you were a child. So do you really have sore feelings for that kid saying you're a fucking Jew, and spitting on him? He's only doing the only thing he's been taught.
Yeah. It's just like when the over politically correct people nowadays, where they almost train their children to act nicer to minorities than white people.
Exactly.
Because it needs that white guilt, they need to overcompensate for it. Yeah, it's almost the exact same thing. And because obviously he's in the positive direction, so you're not going to look at the kid with the same kind of disgust as if he's like, you fucking hook-nosed Jew. You know what I mean? But it's the same. It's the same brainwashing. It's the same mentality. And would you blame that kid? Do you say, oh, that kid's just a wholesome person or a good-hearted soul? Or would you be like, that kid has good parents? He actually is respectful of people.
For lack of a better way of putting it, it's kind of like when a dog bites somebody. Do you blame the dog, or do you blame the owner that didn't train the dog well? And it's the same way. I mean, I felt sorry for the Hitler Youth after reading. Imagine that. Your entire life you're told all this shit, and then one day everybody starts going, well, now we got to start thinking different because we lost the war. And the kid is just sitting there going, what do you mean we lost the war? Oh. This is the only way it can be.
I don't have to imagine. I know. I remember when I was a kid, they used to tell me Flintstones vitamins were good for me.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then I find out last week they give me cancer. I know that feeling, sir. Yeah. I know it well. No, I'm just kidding.
I miss my testicles. I got Lance Armstrong, did you?
I just wish I could bang Sheryl Crow. Even now, I don't even want it in her prime. Fuck it.
All right. 10 million strong.
And go away.
Oh, this show has hit a new low.
That's saying something.
Yeah, well... I don't know if we're not drunk enough, too drunk.
I don't know. It's the mix between the big butt doppelbach and the Hoopensack. I overpronounce.
That just sounds fun.
I know. I just overpronunciate all the time. I get shit for it. Is it bad that I overpronunciate?
I don't know. I kind of mumble, so.
I want people to know exactly what I'm saying. I don't want there to be any miscommunication. Because when I speaks for good.
I don't think too many people have too much problem hearing what I am saying. I mean...
No, they don't have a problem hearing. Listening, on the other hand?
that might be the difference.
People never listen to you, Sam.
Let me bend your ear.
That's the problem with this world.
Yep.
Not enough people listening to Sam. Let's get them views up on the YouTube.
You know what grinds my gears?
Yep. Maybe we need a shtick like that.
Yeah.
But something that's not stolen from Family Guy, preferably.
There's a one fun thing about
Ooh, fun.
the news that I saw today is, well, it didn't happen today, but I saw it today. Did you know that they had the Iowa bullshit where all the Republicans went to Iowa already?
What?
The candidates?
Was it? It's not straw poll time already, is it?
No, they just did it. I don't know why.
Testing the waters.
Yeah, I guess.
Jesus Christ.
Because they all want to lick taint before the others get the money.
I would swear they would have no corn subsidies if there was not for the Iowa fucking primary.
But the fun part about it is Sarah Palin was there.
Is she gonna run?
She was doing this whole speech, and then all of a sudden, she stopped. Like, just stopped. And froze.
Did she make that reboot sound? Like, boom.
And then she started... Basically, well, you could tell she was shooting from the hip after this.
The teleprompter shadowed on her.
And I thought that was hilarious. Like, ooh, tell us how Obama always uses a teleprompter again.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean? I went, how is it that everything that happens to politicians when they're stupid like this, when they stand on something just so fucking insignificant, that it always comes back to bite them in the ass. Like,
that's true.
Fuck those gays. Those gays shouldn't have rights. I didn't blow them in the bathroom. I mean, what the fuck?
It was the devil.
Yeah.
I was cured.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't that the Ted Haggard that like spent like a month with a bunch of like 8 dudes alone, and then all of a sudden he was cured from his homosexuality?
Or even George Bush spending so much time in a ski chalet in Connecticut. But it does happen to like that. Like, every time one of those cocksuckers come out against something, like when she did that bullshit, he can't speak unless he's reading it from a teleprompter. And then she does the same fucking thing where she's like, America needs to,
Yeah.
You betcha.
But I can't tell you what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Because that's a gotcha question.
She actually said, after the thing went off, word for word, it was, America, wake up. He's just not that into you. She said that in front of everybody.
Oh my God, how can you take somebody serious that... Because I don't even... Was that book was like a quasi self-help book that they turned into a shitty Hollywood movie. And then
much.
we have oh my
Or like one of those things that somebody felt they had to put down on paper to cleanse themselves, and other people were like, well, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it wasn't... I don't know if you could...
I never read it, so I don't know.
I don't know, but I do know the premise because Leah watched the movie and said she wanted to read the book.
Is that even based on the book at all, do
I
you
don't
think?
know, but she said she wanted to read the book. So she told me, like, the key points of it. And, yeah, it kind of sounds more or less like that. Like, the author was just like, oh, this sucks. I gotta, get this off my chest. And
I'm a dirty whore.
Yeah, and then it was one of those things where all of a sudden, we'll buy it from you. I will sell it, sir. Because who fucking wouldn't? I still want to sell something like that, and I had never even written one.
I know. Just give me a cash advance. I'll fucking come up with something.
Yeah.
You need 800 pages of anything?
And I am
Done.
good with rewrites. I really don't care.
This isn't going straight to publish, right? You just need 800 pages of a first draft to give me $250,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got that done for you next month,
I
sir.
still can't understand how much or why authors make as much money as they do when nobody buys books anymore.
Exactly.
This fucking country can barely read nowadays.
Well, thank God for Audible. Audible.com is the sponsor. check it out. You can get all your books audio version. Don't have to read.
And if you pay for the advanced copy, it's Morgan Freeman reading.
All of them.
Yep.
But don't listen to him while you're driving, because he's got a very soothing voice. He might put you to sleep.
Epidemic. Dead people behind the wheel.
That's something I want to get more into is audiobooks. Because I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I realized that's probably a lot of time wasted just listening to people ramble on and on, especially when I do it myself for like an hour a day. Like an hour a week, I should say. And record myself like an idiot. But I think audible books would be kind of fun to listen to like on road trips and shit like that. That's something I need to get into more.
I don't know.
Because there's a lot of books that, you know, it's just you don't have time to sit down and read, but if, like, you had the author basically, like, you know, podcast form, like, reading it to you, I think that'd help you digest.
Do they have Douglas Adams?
You know they do.
That would be fucking sweet. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Like, on a fucking road trip?
That would be awesome.
I mean, come on. You can only listen to goddamn your CDs or music, any music, for so long before you're just, like, regardless of genre, after a while, you're just, like... That's when I knew I got old, is when I preferred to listen to, like, podcasts as opposed to music. I'm like, oh, this is sad, because this is like my grandpa's talk radio. But at least what I listen to is a little more subversive and, you know, not as many cunts thrown on WJON as there were on some podcasts that I listen
to. You could listen to the old War of the World.
Yeah, that was a fucking beta test to see how people would react to an alien invasion, and we failed miserably. That's why we have not been disclosed the information about aliens.
You know, I actually do think that if we did have something, it would be more or less like the Independence Day, when you'd have a bunch of people on top of buildings, like, partying.
Oh, you
like,
know it.
Yeah, come here.
Fucking abduct me, man.
Exactly.
I'm gonna go with you.
That would be more or less what I would see it as. Like, there'd be
Fuck,
a lot
it'd be hard for me not to be among them. Because I'd be like, if this is like Independence Day, I want to be in the beam. I don't want a chance of surviving this.
I'm gonna wait it out until Will Smith kills them all.
I want fucking Vivica A. Fox stripping.
No, I'm gonna find my own little nook and cranny and hide out until, like I said, until Will Smith kills them all, and then I'll come back and be like, I will rebuild the population. Sorry, Leah, but that means I have to mate with others.
Yeah.
This is for the good of mankind.
Shit, maybe.
Just doing my duty for the species.
Alright, you sold me. I'm coming with you.
I'm just saying, chances are that the more fit ones are going to be the ones that live. I'm just saying.
Shit.
Might have to do a couple hideously burned, but I'm just saying.
So you going to watch the Super Bowl anywhere? You going to do a Super Bowl party?
Nope. I will not watch that, and I'm not going to say it because I don't want to get sued.
Well, not the word Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Why? Because we're not sanctioned by the NFL to talk about it?
Exactly.
What about Deflategate?
Yeah, I don't even care.
Can you believe that made the news? Like, that led the nightly news.
But see, that's another one of I'm actually never going to watch another football game as long as you can't say Super Bowl on anything. I think that's absolutely insane. You copyright it so that nobody could use it, like nobody could say it in their advertisements or
the big game,
like Super Bowl Sunday. You wanted it to be an institution. It became an institution, and now you're saying, well, we don't want it to be that much of an institution.
Because now other people are making money off of it. How fucking dare they?
That's more flattery than anything else.
Yeah. Especially when the NFL should shut the fuck up because their games are rigged and they have nothing like legitimate about their league whatsoever. When you make $8 billion a year on gambling, like 5 times more than you make on ticket sales and apparel combined,
and
there's absolutely no law against you fixing your own games.
The mob isn't dead?
Yeah. And you're a non-profit organization on top of it.
Well, that's like FIFA. Though I think they have like $3 billion in their bank account, and it's a non-profit.
It's insane.
You know, it's just a sports league.
Dude, I want to be a part of that nonprofit, because guess what? If I was running it, yeah, there would be no profit. Because Homeboy would be making all that profit and salary. If not spending it on hookers and blow. Especially, they got to be based in some South American country if it's FIFA. Or nah, what do you think? You think the old European bloc has the control of that?
I don't know.
Or do you think FIFA's based?
I'm really not sure.
And we could easily look it up, but I really don't care enough to... I prefer to speculate.
I like all my news made up.
Exactly.
To suit my purpose.
Somebody's got to do it now that Colbert's gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who the fuck's going to shoot from the hip?
I'm not very big on that new show they got either.
Dude, I watched the first episode. It should be called The Racial Divide, not the nightly show.
It should be called The Other Bill Maher.
Dude, it's terrible.
Yeah, but Bill Maher actually does have good stuff.
Yeah, but the only good part...
I'm sorry. FIFA is worth $4 billion total.
Oh.
4B with B.
Where are they located?
B.
Where are they headquartered?
World Cup Brazil will generate Oh, never mind.
Just that one.
World Cup Brazil will generate $4 billion in total revenue for FIFA.
Well, they probably spent a lot, so that's not all profit.
Oh, that's grand.
But I saw the first episode of that Larry Wilbon show or whatever, or Born. Did you watch that one with Bill Burr on it?
No, I didn't see.
Oh, you didn't see the first one? Because I watched it on Hulu, and I just couldn't make it past the first episode. Because, I mean, they had Bill Burr. He was the only white guy on their little panel that they do. Mm-hmm. And they fucking literally asked him, you're in a fucking mixed marriage, because his wife is black. If you had a choice, what would you prefer? Your baby to come out white or to come out black?
I'm sure he had a pretty interesting answer
to
that one.
All he said was, because the senator, or whatever, that black senator, God, I can never remember his name, but he's a smooth talker. I like him. He's a good guy. Mm-hmm. Out of New Jersey, I believe. He, in like a segment before, was rattling off all the statistics how blacks are more likely for this to be, this, and jailed like this. And then Bill Burr's response to that question was, well, after listening to him, white, of course. Like, he just goes, after hearing those stats, white. It was great. Because they try to even pin him in with the Ferguson protests, where they're like, what do you think about this? And he goes, frankly, or, should they be able to protest that? It was so racial. Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, it is.
And his response is brilliant, because he just basically diverts it into the real conversation. He goes, the real debate isn't of, if it's justified, is protesting even legal anymore?
Yeah.
It sure as hell doesn't look like it's legal anymore. And I was like, and then of course they had to skirt that into, race.
Yep.
As he's like, let's unite to the real issue and fight the real powers that be. No. I want to talk about racial divide that's going to split us up so we can't fight against the police. So we're too busy bitching at each other about the color of our fucking skin. At that point, you're supposed to be so proud you took over this show to advance the cause of black people, and all you're doing with your first episode is dragging everything back into that fucking bullshit paradigm? You fail.
The fun part about the whole aspect of racism in today's society is racism only exists because people still love to yell, "You're racist."
Fucking A.
You know what I'm saying? And I look at it this way, and don't take it for what it is. I've never really met too many white people that get offended if you call them a cracker or a honky or anything like that. Just because we look at it and we go, I'm not going to put any power to those words. Okay, I'm a cracker, I'm a honky, I'm sorry.
I do.
I don't know why you're making fun of me for something I couldn't select, because I've never once called you anything. but I just won't get offended by it, and I don't know anybody that would. So it kind of loses its whole meaning for me being white, and, you know, like, it's hard to be racist to me where I'm going to look at you and go, fucking racist? It's just not going to happen. They're not going to look at you and go, you probably make more money than me, don't you? Like, dude, I didn't bring that up with you now, did I? I mean, that's kind of weird. But, so I'm not going to have the same context as most people do. But I think it's kind of weird that...
It's because you got that white privilege, son.
Yeah, but if you really want to get rid of it, stop acknowledging it. If you don't give the satisfaction of being pissed off after somebody says it, the word is only as powerful as you give it. And that's what they're feeding off of.
Exactly.
If a guy looks at you and goes, fucking honky, and you look back at him and go, oh, I'm going to fucking punch you if you say that again. You're now giving him the satisfaction, and he's going to call you a fucking honky.
And you know what's sad is that's like the only thing in this entire civilization that's justified that you automatically get punched in your nose for. If you go to anybody and say, oh my god, some dude broke my nose, what'd you do? Well, I said nigger.
Yeah.
They'd be like, you fucking deserved it.
Yep.
What? That's going a little overboard. And I'm sorry, for me I'm third generation on my mom's side from fucking Italy, and my dad's side farmed in Minnesota for over 100 years. I really have nothing to do with any of this.
Yeah, just your ancestors back in Italy years ago. And I mean, they weren't any of the biggest enslavers on the planet. But
hey, they got enslaved when they came to America. Who do you think built Ellis Island?
Yeah.
The fucking Italians, son.
You sound like you're gonna build a family or something like that.
I'm gonna. If all this white fucking racism shit doesn't stop.
If people don't quit calling me a fucking honky, I don't feel safe on these streets no more.
I'm gonna have to get a little group of other light-skinned people with me.
Light-skinned, like-minded.
Light-skinned, like-minded. I don't know. Maybe we'll wear boots. We don't like hair that much. But I'm not saying it's going to be...
I like to keep aerodynamic.
Is that how it started? It started this innocently. Where I just wanted to have friends.
Hey, guys, they got a sale on boots over here. Holy shit! Half off suspenders! Well, that settles it. No belt for me. Who thought that was going to come out of racist?
Exactly. Who says racism can't be fun?
Yeah, in the background, I just imagine some, like, horn. Oh, that's what I see anyway.
Fucking A, man, that's a great spot to end it. Until next time, you sons of bitches. Come the revolution.